Hello children. Today we are starting with the fifth chapter, Solids, Liquids and Gases. Solids, liquids and gases are the three states of matter. Let us recall what we have studied last year. What is matter? Matter is anything that occupies space and has weight. Suppose we are taking a book like this. It has its own weight. And when I keep it somewhere, it occupies a space. So can I call it matter? Yes. When I am taking a pen like this, it has its own weight. Even if the weight is not too much, it has its own weight. And when I keep it somewhere, it occupies a space. So this can also be called matter. So almost everything around us is matter. But you love your mother. Can you call that love matter? No. Because it does not have weight. Can you measure the weight of your love? No. It does not have weight. It does not occupy space. So anything that occupies space and has weight can be called matter. So today we'll discuss about some of the important things about the three states of matter. All matter is made up of molecules. Molecules are termed as the smallest unit of a substance that shows the properties of that substance. For example, if you take salt or sugar, the molecules of salt and sugar shows the properties of that substance. For example, the molecules of salt show the properties of salt. The molecule of sugar show the property of sugar. This molecule can be further divided into very small particle called atom. Atoms are called the building blocks of matter. So don't get confused. Molecules are the smallest unit or smallest particle of a substance that shows the properties of that substance. Whereas atoms are the smallest particles which are called the building blocks of matter. It does not show the property of the substance. I'll tell you with an example. We can take the case of buildings. We make buildings with the help of bricks. We can call that building a matter, and that bricks can be called molecules. So with molecules or with that bricks, you make a building or that matter is made. That brick shows some of the properties of that building. This is just an example for you to understand, okay? That means the brick is strong like a building, not too strong, but somewhat strong like a building. It has a definite shape. But when you break that brick, or when you change it into a powdered form, can you call that, or can you say that the powdered brick is just like a brick or a building? No, it is entirely different. So that powdered brick can be called atom. Only when you combine this brick powder, you get a brick. So same way, only when you combine atoms, you get a molecule. And molecules are combined to get matter. So same way, bricks are combined to get a building. So just keep in mind, molecules are the smallest particles of matter which shows the properties of that substance, whereas atoms are the building blocks or the smallest particle of matter. It does not show the property of matter or that substance. Now, sometimes atoms of same kind combine together, and sometimes atoms of different kinds combine together. I'll explain it with an example. When atoms of same kind combine, it is called element. For example, oxygen plus oxygen. O plus O gives O2. Oxygen atom plus oxygen atom gives you element. Atoms of same kind gives you an element. So suppose I take different atoms. This is sodium, Na, plus chlorine, Cl, gives sodium chloride. Have you heard about common salt that you add in your curries? That is sodium chloride. So here I have taken one atom and the next one is a different one. That is not same. So when two different atoms combine, they give you a product and that can be called a compound. So a compound contains more than one type of atom, whereas an element contains only one type of atom. Is it clear for you? I'll tell once again. When atoms of same kind combine, they form elements, and when atoms of different kind combine, they form compounds. Is it clear? Now, let us study about the arrangement of molecules in solids, liquids and gases. I told you solids, liquids and gases are the three states of matter. They have difference or they differ from each other by the arrangement of molecules in them. Molecules are always in a state of motion. They move very fast and they attract each other very much. So let us take a look at some of the characteristic features of solids, liquids and gases. Solids. In solids, see I have shown the figure here. These round green color things are the molecules. And that outer boundary shows you the structure. Okay. So in solids, the molecules are very tightly or closely packed. That means they are too close to each other. And as they are too close to each other, they have very strong force of attraction between each other. They attract too much. And as they are attracted too much or as they are tightly packed, the interstitial space is very less or there is no interstitial space. What do you mean by interstitial space? It is the space between the molecules, between two molecules. Is there any space that you can see between molecules? No. So there is no interstitial space in solids. And solids have a definite boundary. As they are packed tightly, they have a definite boundary. As they have a definite boundary, that means they have a definite volume and they have a definite shape. Solids, when you take a book, it has a definite shape. And when you keep it somewhere, it has a volume. What do you mean by volume? Volume means it is the amount of space occupied by an object. When you keep, or suppose I am keeping my hand on this book. My hand has a definite shape and when I keep it on the book, it occupies a volume. My hand is occupying a space. That is the volume of that hand. Isn't it? So this can be called a solid. When you keep a book on the table, it occupies a volume or it occupies a space. That means it has a volume and it has a definite shape also. So this can be called a solid. So solids are always having a definite boundary. They have a definite shape and definite volume. They are always hard and rigid because the molecules are tightly packed. Okay, I'll say once again. In solids, the molecules are tightly packed or closely packed. There is strong force of attraction between the molecules. The interstitial space is not present. Interstitial space means space between the molecules. Then they have a definite shape and volume. There is a definite boundary. They are hard and rigid. This is all about the arrangement of molecules in solids. Is it clear? Now we are moving on to liquids. In liquids, you can see the arrangement of molecules in liquids. Can you see any difference? Yes. The molecules are arranged with space between them, isn't it? So, molecules in liquids are less closely packed or less tightly packed compared to solids. Okay? As they are less closely packed, The attraction between the molecules is also low compared to solids. It cannot be called too low. It is low compared to solids. They have space in between them, so they are free to move. But there are limits, because when you pour liquid on floor, you can see that it does not flow and go. It flows, and after a limit it stops there. So that is because the molecules have space in them, but there is a limit because they are not too far away from each other. There is only limited space between the molecules. That is why they are able to flow. But is solids able to flow? No, because the molecules are tightly packed. It cannot flow or move. Here there is space between the molecules in liquids, so they are able to flow. They have a definite volume. When you pour liquid on the floor, there is a space occupied by the liquid. So that means it has a definite volume. But does it have a definite shape? No. Liquids do not have a definite shape. They take the shape of a container. If you pour it in a round shaped container, liquid has round shape. If you pour it in a cylindrical shaped container, it has the shape of a cylinder. If it is a square shaped container, it has a square shape. So wherever you pour it, or in which container you take it, the liquid take the shape of that container. It does not have a definite shape, but it has a definite volume. Okay? And the interstitial space is more compared to solids. You can see space between the molecules. Clear? I'll tell you once again. Molecules are less closely packed. Force of attraction is less. Interstitial space is more compared to solids. Definite volume but no definite shape. It takes the shape of the container. Next is the molecular arrangement in gas. In gas, you can clearly see that the molecules are far away from each other. They have very less force of attraction. As the distance between them is more, they have very less force of attraction. Too much interstitial space. That means the space between the molecules is very large. And they do not have a definite shape or definite volume. Because if one molecule is here, the other molecule will be too far away. So there is no definite shape or volume for gas. And wherever there is empty space, that will be filled by gas. Is it clear? So solids, liquids and gases, they are the three states of matter, and they differ depending on the arrangement of molecules. In solids, the molecules are tightly packed. And liquids, it is loosely packed. And gas, it is too loosely packed, or the molecules are too far away from each other. These are the basic things about the arrangement of molecules in solids, liquids and gases. You all have studied it lastly very clear in last year. So I hope you all will read the textbook. We'll learn about more important things about solids, liquids and gases in the next video. Thank you, children.